Well, Aljamain, how has the victory tour been for this one?
The victory tour has been pretty good so far, other than the swelling in my legs. But for the most part, it's been pretty good. Getting some downtime to hang out with the family, my beautiful fiance, and hanging out with family. That's the most important thing. It's like, what's the point of making really good money and all those type of things if you don't have no one to kind of share it with and get time to kind of make memories with people? So I'm always gonna bounce back and say those type of things because it's true. What's the point of doing it all if you're gonna just be working the entire time? So it's been great, man. I've been happy with everything, getting some time to reflect, and I feel like after that last fight last week, a week ago, it's crazy. I wasn't as happy as I'd normally been for multiple reasons. I just feel like there's been a lot that's been playing up into the fight in terms of like personal things, and I felt like I didn't really get to enjoy it as much. But as the days went by, I was able to kind of sit back and reflect and take it all in and actually realize, like, yo, bro, you just beat fucking Henry Cejudo. It's freaking wild.
Yeah. Have you watched the fight back since?
Yeah, I have. I watched it back. I did my own breakdown and analysis, and I truly did think I won the first 4 rounds. And even the 5th round was really close. I could see the argument there for why I won that round. But if there's any round that you could definitely say, oh, Henry should get this one, it would be that one, And that's me trying to be as unbiased as possible. I think I landed the cleaner shots, even though he was more active and busy coming forward. He missed a lot. So I know there's a whole thing that they were trying to say against Derek Clearly, whatever. Honestly, at the end of the day, the other rounds were scored wrong. It should have been a unanimous decision. So, yeah, I watched the fight, and the right guy won. At the end of the day, the right guy won.
Yeah. Obviously, we know what you've got next. That's Sean O'Malley. The question now becomes the date, right? He's saying August, Boston. I'm saying I hear that you're not that interested in that date. What are your thoughts about when we might see that fight?
I don't know. Boston sucks. I'm a New York guy. New York Giants, we just keep beating those guys, and sinister. I don't know, man. It'll take a little bit of convincing to get me to cut all that weight all over again. I'm probably north of 170, so good luck with that. It's going to take a lot. And on top of that, I do have to make sure I can actually work out. Like I said, my legs are still swollen. Hopefully by Monday I can actually start working out again. I know people look at it like, oh, you didn't really take any damage. I'm like, dude, why do you guys keep saying that? It's a 5-round fight. There's a training camp before the fight. There are things that happen. There's reasons why we say we don't come to the fight 100% healthy. Because if you did, you had a bitch-ass training camp. And I didn't have a bitch-ass training camp. I had a really hard one. So, rightfully so, I think I earned my time off. And to get me to come back that soon, it's going to take some convincing, man. But nothing's impossible, I like Dana. I like money.
And do we still think you fold him in 1 round, I believe was the prediction?
I was talking a little bit of shit before. If I did get him down early in the first round like I did Henry, if I got him down earlier, I think I would have finished Henry in the first round. I really do believe that. But if I'm being honest, Sean is a tough fight. People can say whatever they want to say. The guy's got skills. The same thing people say about me, he keeps winning, but he's on this lucky run. It's like, dude, it's not luck. If this guy's a badass and I beat this badass, and then this guy's a badass, and then I beat this badass, how much of it is actually luck? What are we looking at? How you're going to keep denying me because of one illegal knee? Let me freaking knee you in your fucking face and see how you feel. And let me do it while you're blindfolded so you don't see it coming. And tell me how you react. I guarantee you roll on the floor way more times than I did and roll your eyes in the back of your head. So, Sean's a tough fight. I got to make sure I have a good amount of time to properly game plan and prepare. I'm in still decent shape, but I don't want that to all go away by just hanging out and not being able to train. So, if we're going to do this, we got to make sure, that convincing gets going like relatively quick, So, and then this is just being a realist. It's a lot of weight. It's a 5-round fight. I got to do some studying. I'm not just going in there thinking I'm just going to fold this guy in half. I will if I get to the positions where I'm strongest. And I know Sean's been almost a year out from his last fight, being able to just train and work on his grappling. So that's a big advantage for him. I don't have that advantage. I've been working and preparing for Henry Cejudo, short, stocky, tall and lanky, and frail. So it's a big difference. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. This is the fight that the people want. So I can't wait to go out there and introduce Sean O'Malley to the Funk show and give him episode 4.
You kind of mentioned already a little bit about the fans and the way they kind of react to you, and it seems like
they love me.
Each time you win, it's not enough for them. What do you think you could do, or do you think there is anything you could do to make the fans finally realize that you are legitimate?
If there's anything I can do, just keep winning. I almost look at my career very similarly to not Conor McGregor, very similar to Mayweather. People get very frustrated and pissed with him because they're like, oh, you don't take any chances, you don't take any risks. I like to think I take chances. I'm jumping through the freaking air, trying to do flying, switch knees and shit like that, spinning back kicks where I could get punched in the back of the head and get knocked out. I take chances, but relatively so in the sense of, like, I don't take a lot of damage, and I think people are looking at that and they're kind of being skeptical of me for that. And I mean, at the end of the day, just keep winning. Winning is going to solve everything. It's like all these guys you think are badasses. Kudos to Henry coming out and actually having the what would you even call that? I guess he was just being very respectful and giving props where it's due. At the end of the day, we fight. There's animosity before it because we're trying to do certain things to each other that it's fucked up at the end of the day. No matter how you slice it, dice it, sportsmanship, your honor, I'm going to bow and think this makes it better that I'm knocking you out. No, you knock me out whether you're angry at me or you're respectfully bowing, you still knock me the fuck out. Who gives a shit? So this is a tough sport, and I'm just glad he actually gave credit where it's due and let these people know, like, yo, you look at me, you watch my fights, and you're like, he can't hurt me or it's not very dangerous. My style's a problem. It's always been a problem for a lot of people for multiple reasons. And a lot of people look at me like I'm an easy fight. And then they get in there and they fucking find out. They fuck around and then they find out. And it comes back around. They fuck around and they find out. So, whatever, man. Like, you want to keep talking shit, I'm just going to keep beating the people that they put in front of me. And like I said, after this one, forward O'Malley like a lawn chair, go up to 45 and start wreaking havoc there. It's going to be a lot tougher, but... because obviously I'm going to be giving up the side. Like, my biggest advantage at this weight class is definitely my length. I'm going to be giving that up going up to 145. And again, it's all about being a realistic analyst of what you're doing and what you're up against. And I know that's going to be something I'm going to have to make up for in other departments. So maybe my cardio is going to be better, and maybe I can lift and get stronger, even though I still think I grapple with 45ers and 55ers, and I'm telling you, those guys have problems, even now me being a bantamweight. So what's going to happen when I go up to 145?
The last one for me. What fight on this card are you the most excited to watch?
Most excited? It definitely was the Stamen and Andrade fight. That was the one I was looking forward to the most because obviously I'm a bantamweight, so I got interest there. I beat Cody. I thought he actually won the fight. I thought he should have won rounds 1 and 3. And round 1 because they should have taken a point. And he lost that position. It was pretty fucked up that the ref said he couldn't recreate the position. That was pretty stupid. It's like, just put the guy on the freaking back and let the guy start on top. It's that simple, dude. It's not that complicated. Don't make this thing complicated more than it needs to be. One guy had top control, the other guy did not. But other than that, I'm going to say Johnny Walker versus Anthony Smith. That's a very intriguing one. And mainly because my interest with Anthony Smith is always going to be his criticism of when I got illegally kneed and the fact that he always compares his situation to mine when they're nowhere near the same situation whatsoever. And he almost uses it as a way to give me a backhanded compliment and big himself up. And I like Anthony. But, I got to speak my piece. 2023, man, I'm not holding back. Everyone can shut the fuck up and just take it, So... I'm not being this super nice guy anymore. Like, I feel like I've been trying to be overly nice. I am a nice person, but I ain't giving people the niceness and the time of day that don't deserve it. At the end of the day, it is what it is, man. This fucking fuck you tour is going on.
Aljo right here. Just one question for me, brother. Now that we've had a week to kind of analyze Jacket Gate. What do you make of the whole scenario when Merab put Sean O'Malley's jacket on?
And Merab is the ultimate troll, man. And him learning English is the greatest thing ever because he gets to show his personality and how funny he actually is. He's a great guy. And this is the thing about all of us Long Island guys, man. We're all ball busters. We all like to have a good time. At the end of the day, fighting is a very serious thing. So why be serious all the time? We like to have fun. We like to joke around, have a few laughs, and shit on people a little bit. And shit on like our opponents. We don't shit on like regular people type shit. It's our opponents, the guys that we're going to step in there with, like our colleagues. Other than that, he stole the show. I thought that was brilliant. And it's not like it was intentional. He gave him his jacket. He was like, hey, I'm just going to have fun with this. But that's Merab. That's his personality. He's really like that. And I'm glad people are starting to realize the type of person that he is. He's a fun time. He's a good person to be around, and I know people get frustrated with his style as well. But he's a machine. It's like, what else do you want from a guy? He's got cardio. He's got technique. It's harder to put guys away at the top 5 when you're fighting world-class people. It's like these guys aren't bums. We're not fighting tomato cans, you know. So put a little respect on his name, you know. At the same time, it's the same thing for me. So whatever. We're just going to be double dragons back-to-back kicking ass, and I think that's the best part about it. And O'Malley needs to give him back his jacket or Venmo him some money for that jacket.
Just one more. Did you see Conor's video to Henry?
Yeah, you know, you just put your hands up here, yeah, it would be a little bit better. That was so good. That was great, man. I loved everything about it because it's exactly what I was saying about Henry. He acts like he's the greatest gift to MMA. And I think because he toots his own horn so much that people start to buy into it. And rightfully so. You know, he's very accomplished. So I'm not shitting on him in that regards. But it's like you could do it in a more, I don't want to say humble. I mean, if you want to brag about what you've accomplished, yeah, cool. But I think he almost disrespects fighters the way that he analyzes and breaks down fights. Like when I do it on my YouTube channel, I try to big people up. Like, I try to highlight their strong points, and I try to see where other people can win and things like that, but I don't try to shit on them in the process. And I think that's the unique difference, where I think he's kind of like, hey, man, I'm the greatest combat athlete of all time, and you see this jab? Watch this jab. Look at this. I'm going to circle this. This is a jab, guys. I don't know if you noticed, but this is a jab, and when he throws his jab, it goes straight, and it's a jab. And it's just, I don't get it. It's like I scratch my head. I'm like, this is what people are eating up. Like, dude, if this is what they think is great content, it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Because this is like above and beyond compared to what I mean, that's just humbly my opinion. But honestly, I don't know what the question was anymore at this point. But
I just wanted to react to the Conor video.
Oh, the Conor, yeah, that was great. And Henry's right. He's accomplished. He can say whatever he wants. He did accomplish more in terms of like all facets of MMA, but I think Conor was just more so trying to get back under his skin for him being very critical of him and trying to say, if you just move your lead leg, all your weight's on this leg. It's like it's like trying to tell Khabib. And Khabib even looked at him and was just like, brother, you're trying to tell me how to fight? You know? So it's one of those same things. And then even when Khabib looks at him, he's like, bro, you're going to kick my leg, so what? He's still trying to convince him, like, no, I'm telling you, Khabib, this works. And it's like, dude, you get a hold of yourself. Relax, take a step back and let people do things their way. Not everything's for everybody. Not everyone's short and stumpy. Not everyone's long and lanky. MMA is such a beautiful sport because we can all do things creatively in different ways. And that's what I like about it the most, because my style versus your style, what do you bring to the octagon? So I appreciate Conor doing that and taking a piss. And it's all good fun at the end of the day. And I don't think Henry took any real, like, animosity against it. I think he had to kind of look at it like, well, I kind of deserve that. And yeah, he had fun with it. And I loved it.
You're good, bro.
Thank you, guys.